Just wanted to say, hey guys, welcome to our second podcast for Tavern Talk of Head Removal Inc. We super enjoyed it last week, and now we are going to talk a little bit more. We've today with new topics. We have Jib, our favorite boomy, Myth, who turned off his camera, and we'll come back later. Who is our resident Death Knight, Cat, our murderous penguin, Chaz the Rat King, myself, Samwise, and then of course down below you have my wife, who is Lunar Coil, who's joining us today because she is going to help talk with Kat about one of our topics this week, which is the book times. So we are again glad to have you guys here. We talked a little bit about different stuff like the last podcast with the game of the year, our favorite games, what games we're looking forward to, mental health, and a couple other different things last week. So we thank you for tuning in there. If you guys haven't seen that one, you can pick that up on some of the other guys' YouTube. It will be on our branded Head Removal Inc. YouTube channel soon, which we will plug that later. But again, let's go ahead and move on down to our first topic today, which is book times with Kat and Lunar, and our missing person, who is Jaboom's wife, Lindsay Liu. But he's going to fill in for. She's going to fill in, or he is going to fill in for her on some of the stuff. She did leave him some notes. So thanks again. Let's move on.
All right. Hi guys, Cat Mini. We're starting off with book talk with me and Lunar, and this is Lunar. We said, we unfortunately couldn't get our third part of our what we call ourselves Scribe Wives of HRI. That is going to be our title when we do a podcast. And we just want to know books, talk about books, anything you like. We actually have someone in our stream that's an author that we actually, if you want to ask her questions, you can do that as well. So I'm going to start off with reading habits, what I do, and anyone else, what they do when they want to read. Because I'm a mom, I work full time, and I also game. I do a lot of Kindle Unlimited. Late at night reading, because that's when it's quiet. I can just have my phone. I wish I could do more reading with a paper book or hardcover book. It's just not in the time that I have allotted. And so, like I said, I do a lot with this little gadget right here, my phone, because it's easily accessible to carry around a phone than a book. And if I do get the time to read a book, like an actual book, I'm usually in the recliner with a nice cup of hot cocoa because I'm not a tea person, or coffee, or my water because hydration is what everybody needs. With a nice, lovely blanket. Now I have 2 blankets that I can curl up with. And best ideal is I have one of my puppies laying with me that I can pet or talk to if there's a good part of the book I want to talk about. Let's kick off with genres. I'm a romance girl all the way. If it has romance in it,
Slut.
I will read it. I do have what I call a subgenre, so it's not like romance is the biggest thing. But right now I'm really favoring fantasy romances, so dragons. The one I'm currently reading is Kiss of the Basilisk. Lunar and Lindsay told me that it was really good, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. They said, have fun with it. I was like, of course. It's a book. It's about
Muddiest of the smuts.
Yes, it is. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. When Lindsay would talk about it, I agree. Some of it's questionable.
Yes.
Oh, nice, Sam. Oh yeah, nice. I could hear you.
Really just doing it this morning, you know? You're actually
No, you're good. So like I was saying, the smuttier sometimes can be the better, but plots are really what draws me in. Like there have been books I've read that haven't been smutty as long as there's like dragons or some fantasy style. I am so sorry. You're gonna hear our dogs decide to play right now. They are not murdering each other, I promise. They're just playing. Another thing I like is dark romance. So crime boss, mafia style, you're mine, like they set the scene of you're mine now. I will do anything to protect you. So whether it's I'll leave that to your imagination on what they might do to protect their lady. Sports romance is another genre of mine, but I'm very particular. It's hockey and football. That's it. Like if it's baseball, it's not the same. Like I find baseball boring. I find basketball boring. So if it's a hockey sports related or football, I'm all for it, especially hockey because the violence that you read is kind of nice. So that is where those are the genres I like. And then just pure fantasy. Like I'm a huge Harry Potter person. I mean, I got mugs. I got a tapestry. I have 2 sets of the books. I have a collector's edition and then the normal set. So fantasy in terms of like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings are the only times that I will say it doesn't obviously have to have anything besides the plot because there's so much adventure in those books that it'll just
Did Jim just take an adventure to go grab like 18 books around his house? I just saw that.
I grabbed 3. Lindsay
Yeah.
wanted me to at least touch on 3 for like people that were interested in getting into the genre.
Okay.
So I grabbed the 3 books.
Ooh.
Star Lord, you're 100% correct. Any genre plus sex is a good reading for the men. That's that because we benefit, right?
Yes,
Sex,
Starlord.
drugs,
That
sex, drugs,
yes.
rock and roll, right? That's what sells.
I don't know
But
if
it
you.
doesn't need to be like every other page. Like if it has a really good plot with intimacy sprinkled in, I am all for reading that. Like it doesn't have to be page after page after page and then there's no plot. Then it's just a toss away. It's too much. Like if it has a good plot, great characters, with a little bit sprinkled in, yes, I will more than likely pick it up. And then what makes a good book? So in my opinion, like I've touched a little bit on is the plot. Like the plot has to run. And I don't like the pick me girl. Like that just pisses me off. So that I'll just throw the book out. Like that's not something I like. And I don't like when the main characters seem too juvenile and stuff they do. Like I guess if they have an argument and they're just like being too stubborn, don't want to talk or anything, it's just kind of like you obviously need to talk it through or whatever. Like I said, proper grammar is another thing. Like if it's a book that maybe have been written in another language and doesn't properly come through with the proper English, if they transcribed it, it can be a little hard to read. And I'm not saying it wouldn't be a good book.
We can't provide
in
those
other
type
languages.
of pictures. Gee.
Oh, what's a pick me girl? So she's kind of. It's kind of hard to describe, but she just. So Myth actually taught me the Google definition. Thanks, babe. So it's a slang term for a woman who seeks male validation by putting down other women or pretending to be not like other girls. Often by feigning interest in stereotypical male activities or adopting anti-feminist views to stand out and be chosen by men. So she might be in a conversation with like a few females and they'll be talking about something. She'll be like, oh, I don't do that. And then she might like look at the men to see if they're like interested in her or something. So basically she just tries to change how she actually is to get male validation is a pick me girl.
Drama queen with
Yes,
insecurities.
Star-Lord. A drama queen with insecurities is like the perfect way to say it. Yes.
I was thinking like that girl that's in the background that's like, oh, he's supposed to be with me.
That too, or like she tries to integrate into a relationship because she says she's like, oh, I'm his best friend. I know everything about him. I know on like Facebook there's a woman that her skits are the pick me girl. And some characters can be like that. Like a sub character would be fine, I guess, in terms to make the plot more interesting, but the main character can't be that. It's something I don't like. It gives me the ick feeling, and I'll just toss the book.
In all these Pick Me Girls books, when does the dungeon actually? Do they show it every dungeon? Do they walk you into the dungeon every time, or is it just only on certain ones that they're gonna do?
What do you mean by dungeon?
I
Right?
mean, don't these
What's
all
a
have like
dungeon?
the? I've read 50 Shades of Grey, right? I know what I'm looking at here. I know where we're going with this, right? Like that's the next step, right?
Is it a sex dungeon? Is that what you're referring
Wait.
to?
That's what I'm
You've
getting at.
read-
Yeah, to pick me and then lock me away in some kind of weird
Like,
fucking.
not me, daddy.
dungeon.
No.
No? I thought that's
No.
okay.
No.
Starlord, that's what I thought he was getting into. He's like, did he
That's
just
what I
fucking
thought too. I was
transition
just
this to
like,
WoW
what?
all of a sudden?
Wait,
But like, if that's the case, then I'm the pick me girl all the time when I get
Did we
made to
switch
walk
to the
into
WoW
a
topic
dungeon.
already?
Right? Damn.
we're going to dungeons, guys.
Like, I'm trying to get out of this shit, man. Like, fucking broaden your horizons. Gosh.
So Jib, you said Lynn's wanted to. She had some books to talk about and to if people
Yeah,
wanted to
she
get
had.
started.
I was trying to go through her notes here because she had a couple things to touch base on. Like reading, anybody can enjoy the hobby. It's all inclusive. Um, with her, like one of her notes here was it trying to like what Chaz asked, like if you're not into a book, like what you would do. Um, like if it's not interesting or the vibe, that she does find them hard to read at times. What she'll do is she'll try to audiobook it for one to see if it's just maybe like how she's reading it, like the flow of it. If that doesn't give it, if the audiobook doesn't help or anything, she's normally done with it. Um, a big thing with her is world building, like, and Lunar's going to touch on that. I do know that like it has to engulf you as a reader. Like it can't just focus on just like two people. Like everything around them matters. Now for three books, I was gonna say she had three that she wanted to kind of introduce is like into like the dark romance side of things. That aren't they're not too spicy, I should say. One of them, and I've read this series, was the Touch of Darkness series. This is like a retelling of Greek gods. You actually follow Hades and Persephone. It's like a love story about them. It's actually I would give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, I'm up on book 5 on this out of like a 6-book series. It is really good. The other one, this one I haven't read, but I do know about the world, was her Soul to Take trilogies. This was one that I think just came out last year. All three of them are available. It's more of a kind of like witchcraft sort of thing, like cultish thing. They had like a demon that was summoned out. She ends up falling, I mean, this demon ends up falling in love with this girl, protects her, and it sort of follows. You meet all the characters that all three books follow in the first book, but you get two characters in the first one, then it follows the other two that you vaguely read about in the second book, and then you get all of them in the third book. Definitely a good series. Now, the big one that I'm reading that she definitely wanted to touch on was the Callie Hart series, the Quicksilvers. These here are absolutely amazing. What I've read of it so far, if you like anything that's kind of like Lord of the Rings, centered around kind of like a love story, by far this is a very easy one to get into. I mean, the first night I picked it up, she asked me for weeks to read it and I kept putting it off. Like I wanted to read the Wheel of Time series. She kept asking me to pick it up. I picked it up. The first night I picked it up, I read 150 pages in it. I mean, I couldn't put it down. It honestly is a really good book. um Outside that, I think that's about all she has here. I mean, she has a pile of notes, but for me to break it down in 2 seconds is kind of. Oh, here we go. So, a morally gray main character with a dark, broken past will always be her favorite character. She loves to relate to villains who comes out on top with the girl, which I know this for sure. She also likes a very protective male antagonist in the story. Um, there's so many trap subgenres, it's unreasonable not to enjoy reading if you just haven't found your niche. And that's something she stresses with like our kids. They're having a hard time getting into reading. So she would, well, what movies is it that you like? We've tried going back and forth with so many books. We got the youngest reading the Divergent series. She absolutely fell in love with it. So it's like I said, I mean, there's books out there for everybody. I mean, absolutely everybody. You don't need to just focus on, dark romantic books or fantasy. You could read biographies, whatever it is that you want. So, and with that, Cat, I mean, yeah, that's about all I have with like Lindsay. I mean, I'm pretty sure she could have explained all this a lot better. So I'll go ahead and pass it to Lunar.
Yeah, just don't mind me and the 6-year-old that's gonna add her own 10 cents into the conversation.
She's just
Oh,
a
you're
special
good.
guest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I said.
special-
That's what I
yeah,
said earlier.
special.
We had
Extra
our
special
7-year-old,
guest.
almost 7-year-old, join in on Miss Screen, so you're good.
Yeah.
Usually I gotta
So,
tell
I'm gonna
mine, don't show up come downstairs in your underwear, please.
Yes, 100%. So I'm going to talk about storytelling, what makes good storytelling. Obviously, you have to have a connection to the characters. So, like, I think of Fourth Wing's one of my favorites, and I think of like the trials and the family dynamic that Violet has in that, where she's really kind of on her own once her dad passes. I have shitty parents in general. So that kind of like resonates with me, but also her having to go through so many trials just to figure out who she is, to get stronger, things like that. That storytelling pulls me in. If I think about, as I'm looking over at my books, like Trials and Tribulations, that's honestly, I love to read like books that are like that with the storytelling. They have this character that is just like, what am I getting myself into, but ends up being like the hero on top at the end. You have to have that emotional pull with them, and I think that happens a lot. When I read Reckless, I cried at the end. It took me like an hour to finish it after I held off for months because I didn't want it to end. And I cried at the end because you have these characters who go through all of this stuff to be with each other in a sense. And those books aren't spicy, by the way. And then they get torn apart at the end. And I haven't read the last one because I don't want to yet. World building. So I hate world building only because I feel like I can't visualize it the way that you expect it to be visualized. Just like when you're trying to read and you're like, oh, hey, the character's name is this. And then you listen to an audiobook and it's like, just kidding. You've been saying it wrong the whole time.
It's all the time.
I will not change it.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, she's like that. I'm never
Especially,
calling
like,
him by that.
Fourth
Nope.
Wing. Fourth
Yeah,
Wing
I
was
don't
the hot.
care. Yeah, I don't care what they say in the audiobook. In my head when I'm reading, it's the way that I said it. I don't care.
What is it that you say?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So listen, when it came to the Akatar series and they're like, it's you have Farah, they actually teach you how to say her name in the book. So when you listen to the audiobook, it's not that bad. But then you have Rhysand, or is it Rysand? Or do they call him Reese? Or do they call him Rice? It's one of those things where you find out you've been saying it wrong in your head this whole time because it's definitely Rysand in my head, even if they call him Rhysand.
I do have to
They
ask a
call him
question though.
Rhysand?
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yes.
How
Yes.
is
Nope.
world building like
Ryson.
not that important with you? Like with me, like when I'm
Because-
reading, I have to visualize these places. Like there's
Okay.
I don't know.
So I cannot have 3 whole chapters of world building before I start a book because
I got you.
then
I see what you're saying. I
just
see what you're saying.
you're just building this world for
Yeah.
me and it's not holding me.
got
I
you.
will say
I got you.
though, let me pull it down.
That's what I've been trying to warn you about Wheel of Time, man. That first book, it's like the first 3, it's not even chapters, it's like 3 stories in the beginning of the book that you read that's world building, and
that don't bother me.
it is really
that's never
fucking
really
boring.
bothered
I'm
me.
not fucking fucking line, man. Like
I
I
want to
tried
be
to read
able
it.
to like see what it is that I'm reading. So
Yeah,
I
so
don't know. I'll tell you after I get into it.
well, listen, okay, so here's one that I recently read, okay, Shield of Sparrows. All right. So this book doesn't go over the top with the world building, but it does it enough to where you can visualize every location that the characters go to. In it,
Okay,
not only does it do world building, but it also has monsters and creatures. And the way that they describe them in the book, you can actually visualize it in your head.
that's cool.
Um, to match up with like the art style that I have seen her release on her
Hmm.
Facebook. And so those things I can do. But I have a hard time retaining the want to read the book if it's just constantly over these giant mountains in between these lakes and this forest and talking about buildings like in the Fearless trilogy it talks about this castle that they live in and all of this stuff and I'm just like okay I'm skimming it because I want to get to the meat and the potatoes of the book. When Sarah's
Yes.
like she doesn't read the whole book it's because I'm skipping the world building. I don't care what it
Okay,
looks like.
no doubt, no
um
doubt, no doubt.
Like
so
in Fourth Wing and stuff, I think in like Avatar and Fourth Wing, the world building to differentiate is important, but not to the point where it's a whole chapter to of just describing where they are.
yeah,
Gotcha.
like with Akatar, you have to look at they take you to all those different courts, and so they do a world building with those different courts, so that way you can see okay the autumn court looks like this versus the winter court that looks like this. And then when they go down into the library, and they talk about the giant hole that's in the middle and the darkness and things like that. Like they do a great job at that world building, and I can handle that.
Now,
If we go audio, huh? Hold on.
for someone like me too, and it's going to go into your next point. I my reading comprehension level is not great, so I have to reread or reskim to make sure I caught everything. So, like, is there like better resources for someone like me who just doesn't sit down and read a book and understand it the first time? So, is there something like that, or what do you
I'm
recommend?
stop touching my things. So obviously, like we talked last night, you do audiobooks with the book in front of you so you can see what it is. But a lot of the books that are coming out, like Fourth Wing, she's actually doing graphic novels.
Like
And
comic books,
so
kind of.
yeah, yeah. So graphic
Okay.
novels are like Sam has some of those. Can you please stop? Thanks.
Sam has manga.
No, I have
I do.
hold on.
I've got lots of different stuff.
So graphic novel is like a giant comic book. Right? You have the pages, you have the pictures, you have the words. I got you covered. Do that, but do audiobooks. Like you have to if you do the audiobook, you can see the words that are on the page and then also hear what they're saying. It's easier, it's also a faster way to get through a book.
And just as long as nobody picks up your earpods by accident, they're not going to hear you that sexy talk in your ear, man. When
all that
you're
cat smut talk. Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you. That's awesome though. Yeah, I definitely do pick up some visual. Those are actually because I can read comics all day. I can't read. I can't. It'll start like it's almost. It's not dyslexic, but like it definitely meshes, or my brain just starts to hurt thinking about words half the time. So I'm with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
I'm the same way when it comes to reading. Like I have a good comprehension level, but I'm a slow reader, and even like my wife down there, she will be like, "How are you only on page 40 or page 14, and I'm on page 48 of this book?" And I'm like, "Because I fucking read the page like 6 times before I move
I'm
on."
gonna touch on that too. I'm kind of a slower reader, but it's so I retain it. Like I realized if I slow down and actually take a decent pace while I'm reading the book, I
Mhm.
retain all of the book. Like it's not like I just remember bits and pieces of the book. I can remember pretty well everything in the book. So I do consider myself kind of a slower reader. I mean, when I read in the afternoon, it's like 2 hour, 3 hour clips, and it may be 100 pages somewhere in there. And I mean, there's people that crush like a half a book in that amount of time.
Yeah. My wife's one of those. Like when the Akatar series came out, I think she had 3 of those books done that week.
Well, I mean, and if you figure, like, you look up, like, my Blood and Ash series, those books are thick. I finished 3 of them the 2 weeks I had COVID. One right after the other. You had to go buy me the other one
Yep.
because I finished it.
That's how I was with the Everflame series. I started that for our old book club that I was part of. And we were only supposed to read the first book. And as soon as I read the first book, I was so happy that the other 2 were on Kindle Unlimited so that I could immediately go into it. Within 2 weeks, I had probably read over 2,000 pages. Because that was how big the series was at the time.
You haven't finished getting them all out yet.
So
I know,
since we
right?
have the time, we have Star Lord in here, which I have both of her books. And
Oh yeah.
we could definitely talk to her. She's an author of these 2 books. She wrote Beneath the Shadows and Follow Up, which is the Within the Light. She's working on some other books. I thought we could bring her in here and we could ask a few questions to her and what she, some of the stuff, like, is some of the stuff we said this morning, right on point, or as a writer, is it hard to do some of the storytelling or the world building, and then you put it in there and some people just even skim through that? So welcome, Star Lord, if you're in here.
Hi, I'm here. Thank you.
Hi. Yeah.
Welcome in. Welcome in.
Kat and Luna have a bunch of questions for you. We're just going to kind of write the shirt tails a little bit.
So I'm going to touch on your question first.
What?
So, or no?
Can you drop your link in Discord real quick so I can throw it up on stream?
The books.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Doing work. Why we're doing everything else?
So you can just throw it in stream yourself if you want. So
the joke was made too while we're waiting. The joke was made because my reading comprehension is so low. Luna said last night, she said that literally you could just pick up some books that are easier for you to read. And I literally was like, so I'm going to go read Dr. Seuss. A little Hop and Pop or some fucking Sam I Am. I don't know. I felt bad.
No.
I can do a reading session with my almost 7-year-old with you if you'd like.
You know what? I'll sit in there if there's some storytelling. I'm
story time.
That's right.
He's over here. You can't see him on camera, but he's nodding his head.
Oh, the moderator deleted the link.
Damn, allow links.
That's probably
Good going, Chaz.
That ain't me. That's Chaz.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I was like, that ain't me because I don't have that terrible moderation. Like, oh shit, they posted something. They posted stupid, so we got to moderate that.
There we go.
Let's go put it in Discord for us too.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're going to touch on what point? What was the point we were touching?
So, I don't know. I'll just wait. I was going to touch on your question first.
His inability to read.
Yes.
Me not being able to read your books.
He did join the army. He thought that said the Navy, but he joined the army by accident.
Hey, I was Army too. 21 years. Thank you.
That's right.
My dad was too for 33. So
nice. Applause. So to get the story, it's not something that you can just bash out on the keyboard. I actually do an outline of my thoughts. If I didn't do that, I'd be all over the place. So I do an initial outline of what my thoughts are, try to get it organized. And then after I look at it, sometimes part of the story, like the middle of the story, comes to me and I'm typing that out and kind of putting it to the side and waiting until I develop the first part or the last part. Sometimes I know the first part and the end of the story before I even get to the middle. So, but I think it's, if you want to be a writer, definitely do an outline of, your thoughts. So it's not too much of what Kat was saying, you do have to develop your story. You do have to get the reader drawn into where you're at, what the characters are doing, why they're there, that sort of thing. That's important, but you don't need, 3 or 4 chapters to do it.
Now, are you, because there's certain genre of people that are actually going to read your book, do you cater to them by just thinking about, like, I need to sprinkle in a little bit of sex scene for Cat Minnie because when she wants to go read this book, that's what she's looking for, and maybe even in parentheses put Cat, read this portion, this is yours, or
I so that's another thing. I may not um, be that author that you're going to want to read because I don't write smut books. I do have a page in, I want to say, Beneath the Shadows, where there is a shower scene between husband and wife, but that might be for Kat. That might, get her juices going. I'm not sure, but that was the only thing in the book. But it's really catering, um, to those that like the mystery and the suspense of it all. You know what I mean? So to cater to an author can only cater to whatever genre that they're writing about. And if it's not catering to others, then others may not read it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
now,
I
now
wanted
because
to
we
go ahead,
go ahead.
Chess. Oh, I
Oh
was
no,
gonna say, I wanted you, like you mentioned doing an outline, like for your books. Like
Yes.
did you specifically set out to do mystery? Like, is that one thing that you knew you wanted to go into, Star-Lord? Or like how did you come about like the um category of your books? Like how did
Oh,
that come about?
yeah, brilliant question. So, it was odd because I was streaming and I was talking about where my family was from in Scotland. And one viewer was saying, "Oh, well, do you know where Beath, Scotland is?" And I'm like, never heard of it. And it's like, "Well, you should have because it's between Kilmarnock and Glasgow." And I was like, "Oh, my bad." And, it was when I was at the office, I was doing some graphic design, and I just kind of tilted my head a little bit and I just started having a story. Um, I think the mystery suspense, for me, I think it's kind of intertwined to what I like to watch. And then I, just kind of, I guess I can understand
Okay.
that way. And so I'm more drawn to that. Um, yeah, there are just some things that, um, I thought about, getting into, and like horror books. My mother, she read my book. She's like, it's just not my genre. I was like, oh, piss off you, but in a
Thanks
loving
for the input,
way.
Mom.
Not to hold
But
us up or anything, but the and to go back to what we were talking about, and we don't want to keep it for too long. So we
no, that's
definitely love
okay.
having you in here. The when we talked about storytelling and world building, is there something that you just hate to write towards? And when you develop those things, is that something as a writer you don't even like? Because as readers, you heard Luna, she hates building the world. So like as an author, do you feel like you write one way or the other, building characters, building the world? Like, how
Have
do you
a
feel about that?
Yeah, no, excellent question. So I have a problem. I'm very much like, my army mind, my old army mind, if you will. It's like, all right, direct to the point, get on with it, right? But in books, you're reading something and you want to grab that reader in, to the surroundings of what you're writing. So, um, I had, believe it or not, I had my editor tell me to explain some things. I actually had to put an extra chapter in my book, which you didn't know. And so, yeah, in order to explain some of the dynamic between some of the characters, I actually had to add an extra chapter. But I don't think you can mix, some of the storytelling with some of the things that's going on with the world where they're at. It doesn't strictly have to be, well, they're at this street and there's this house and describing the house and the world. And that could be very, mundane and boring and crazy. You can intertwine that very much so to what's going on with the story at that particular time. And I think that's the best way to do it. Because it's very difficult for me to really get into detail, and I had to learn that as a writer.
That's fine. That sounds like if the editor likes storytelling or likes the world building, that you're going to have a manipulated book by the editor to just go, we need this.
No, not necessarily. So, that my editor, who I trust, is going to tell me whether or not, hey, think about, these characters or where you're at with this, because it jumps from this to this and it seems like there's something missing. So they actually leave it up to me to, build on that, but they get my attention because sometimes I may miss something that the reader may see that the writer is not seeing. So, or vice versa. So I definitely want that input, so it looks like a complete story.
Well, thank you for your time and letting us ask a few questions, and definitely, shout out to you, Starlord, for writing a couple of great books, and then hopefully we see more in the future. You have up and coming events, is that correct?
So I finished my last book signing December 13th. I'm not going to do any of that for a little while because now I started working on a new book called The Last Scotsman. And yeah, it's actually about the journey of an individual who, after post World War III, if you will, um, is trying to get back to their homeland. Um, but there's a consensus going on, and there's that block that nobody can leave wherever they're living in now. And so it's that person's journey to sneak over there to finally be in her homeland. So that's the brief synopsis, if you will.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you for joining us. For sure, for sure. We'll move on because I know that we've
Thank you.
held into the book club stuff.
Yes,
and
thank
tried
you
to
for
make
stopping
sure we
out.
touched all the bases. Yeah.
Yeah, Starlord, thanks for we got you plugged.
you.
Definitely stick
Thank
around,
you.
pop in. There's some more
Also in the
chat.
book channel already, so you'll get to see what things we have coming up.
I see that it's hopping and popping.
It is. It's
Yes,
taking
There-
off a
Girls
lot
are going
more than
There's
I
crazy,
like
thought
let's
it
three
be
or
would.
honest.
four of them that's keeping that going.
That's
Yeah. We knew that was going to happen. They've already I think they've gotten our Discord lifetime messages beat and just went general by now.
Right.
So we're going to go ahead and keep transitioning. We're going to talk a little bit more about some other stuff. Well, before we transition over to the next topic, which is our retro games, we are, excuse me, like we'd said, we have the book club channel in our Discord. So please, if you like books, whether it's manga, graphic novels, comics, dark fantasy, any genre, any type of book that you like to read, hop in there, talk about it, post what you like, get others to share. I know Lunar, Kat, and Lindsay, and some others, Starlord potentially included in that as well. They're going to be starting this kind of book club thing and getting a little bit more nuanced with it, as well as this is kind of like a spin-off transition for them too, because they are working on going into a podcast of their own, the Scribe Wives of HRI, correct?
Yes.
So there you have it. I'm not going to say that my wife hasn't been chat GPTing because I got corrected last night when I said Google on how to start her own how to run a book talk podcast.
That's right.
So yeah, so she's been like hard at it. When my wife gets into that kind of stuff, like she gets into that stuff, she's like doing all these things. She's like me. She has to tinker with things. Like I make graphics and stuff like that using AI because I'm not artistic anymore, so I do all that stuff. But join it, guys. Be on the watch for when that's coming out, because we'll be making a bunch of announcements and leading up to it. So definitely throw your support there. Before we
Yep.
transition, did anybody have any questions or anything for our scribe wives or any of us on books and stuff? We'll give you guys about 10, 15 seconds to get something in there.
I think we're good.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to our retro games.
Yeah.
And
That's
this
what I'm
is
excited for.
this is our stuff, guys. Like we're the gamers. The wives are gamers too, but they are definitely the readers. They have a bigger mind than us. They can transition to more things.
I'm a gamer recently forced to read.
Right? Yeah, we have to. So yeah. So guys, let me transition because I'm gonna lead off on this, and what we're gonna talk about a little bit here is we're gonna take 1-2 minutes to talk about a retro game from any generation of console or PC or anything like that really like spoke out to us, and like we can't ever forget. It was like just one of our games, and so for me,
I think we got some good ones coming.
it is. As soon as it populates. Ooh, fancy. So this game for me came out in Sega Genesis. I don't even remember what year. I just know I was younger, and I played the shit out of it. It was Shining Force 2. This game was hands down one of my favorite RPGs. I can have like this fucking core memory of just sitting there in our long ass living room. And back that was when stuff was still wired. There was no wireless back then, so I had to sit close because them cords on them Sega controllers were like 3.5 feet. That was it. So I had like my little beanbag chair, my inflatable chair at that time, and just chilling back playing this game. And this was so fun because it was just a strategy RPG game, and like you had to move around, like as you can see in the video there, like you had grids that you can move, attack the distances and stuff. And the biggest part of this game is I never beat it because I got to a point to where there was a mission, there was part of the story that you had to fight. You were on the ship and you got attacked by the Kraken, and you had to kill it to move on to the next part of the story. And I could never beat it, and I could never figure out how to beat it because back then too, I didn't have a PC. That was like pre-95 for me, and we didn't get a PC until like 96, and it was a freaking piece of crap gateway that we played Diablo on all the time. And
The
that was where I
closest thing you
transitioned.
would get to is a friend that may have beat it, or maybe
Or the
there
library.
was a strategy guide that they had for the
Yeah.
game.
Like Game Sages was like the GOAT back in the day.
Yeah, dude. Yep.
We go to the library. I remember walking down the hill from my cousin's house to the library, printing off some things and going home. And yeah, that was some fun stuff. So that was like a big thing for me, is that core memory is just sitting in my living room and with my feet on the heater and in my chair and just playing this game. Because like I said, guys, it was a
I don't think I
fun.
played these. Like, I feel so bad looking at it because it looks like Zelda. Like, this would have been awesome. I don't think I played either one of them.
It was a strategy RPG, so you had to move your units around. So
yeah,
it had that, and you had characters to unlock, like that fucking bird, Phoenix
it looks
Kid and
awesome.
shit.
It
Like-
looks awesome.
Like secret characters to unlock and stuff too. So if you did things the right way, like this was back when games really did stuff in the background to find stuff. Like you didn't always have that secret character to unlock in a lot of the new RPGs that come out and everything, but these games did it like every
Like
single
the
game.
Easter eggs. Yep.
Yeah, there was always another character that you could get that didn't come through the main storyline. You had to do something, or you had to give them an item, and or start a talk with this guy to talk to this guy, and so forth and so forth. So it was a lot of fun. So that was.
So Kevin said he had a problem with, or an issue with the game because he didn't know where to go, so he just farmed maps and XP.
For
Shining Force, I believe.
Was that for Shining Force? TC face. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry, I just caught your other one. I had to scroll up a little bit. Yeah, that. Yeah, I never cheated on these ones. This was the ones I didn't, because the other games that I played that were like this that was much later was Brylanzer's Generation, which was just a combination of 1 and 2, or 2 and 3. I forget how they made that work, but that was another one that was super fun for me, and I really enjoyed playing. So I know a lot of us have those, and Jeb, you have one that you were talking about, and let me get that up for you.
Are we going to my game?
Yeah, we're gonna go over to you now.
This is so funny because this game, I never beat, like, I don't think more than 2 stages in this game as a kid. But I remember playing this game for hundreds of hours. Like, I would sit and play it for hundreds of hours, man. And the thing was, is like, it wasn't until I was older that I understood that this game was like getting over it before the rage games became popular. Like, this game was made to be an aggravating game. However, as a kid then playing it, I had no idea. I just thought it was kind of a harder game, or I was just terrible at what it was I was doing. But
What
it
was this
is
game called?
Shaken the Forever
Taken.
Man. Yep, Shaken the Forever Man on Sega. It came out in 1992. And like reading about things, it just feels like they asked themselves, you know, what if we made a game entirely out of bad vibes? I mean, it's just, it was a kind of like aesthetically cool game to play, but was really kind of hard and miserable to play. But the hard, like it was hard and miserable to the point that it kept you hooked. Like you wanted to get further in the game, but it was just so hard to do so. But you can see the gameplay. It was very linear. Like you just jump, you could crouch and attack, and then you could hold up and attack above you. But outside that, it was just pretty well like this. You had stages that you were jumping on ledges, or, you know, had mechanics that would, like the air stage would kind of blow you around while you jumped across ledges. It had to do with like elements. I mean, the main character himself, to give you an idea, he's Shaken the Forever Man. He defeated death, and death cursed him to live forever. So his job now is to just roam around and fight demons until the end of time. There's no end to it. So the gameplay, it's like I said, it's a side-scrolling action platformer. It explains almost nothing and punishes everything. I mean, the story's really kind of vague in it. It wasn't intentionally made to be, like I said, a very in-depth storytelling game. It was made to be an aggravating game. But it is a very awesome game. I mean, it's dark, it's eerie, the music is eerie, it's all intentional. Like everything about it was intentional. But as a kid, like I said, you had no idea until you were older and you were reading all this stuff, because we didn't have the internet. We didn't have, you know, all these things to tell us about the game. So, but yeah, Shaken isn't fun in the traditional sense. It's just a memorable, atmospheric, and deeply uncomfortable. Like you don't play it to relax, you play it to understand pain, more or less.
This is
Like
definitely
it
one of those
was,
games that I'd have been on game stages for. Like, give me fucking unlimited lives.
yeah,
Cheat.
dude, it's so cool though. Like it was a really cool game. But like I said, man, it's definitely memorable. You never played it to relax. You know, and when you finally turn it off, the real victory is just realize that you're allowed to stop in a way. Because, I mean, it keeps you hooked. Like, you want to grind. You want to get to the next level. And the thing was, then you didn't even know these levels existed. Like, you could see the doors to them, but you had to beat the shit to get in them. Like, you knew there was all kinds of stuff in the game. But, I mean, you just could not beat this thing, dude. So, but that's the game I wanted to talk about. I knew it was one that probably a lot of people didn't know about, but it was the rage game before rage games were popular. Like that's why this was made. It was made to intentionally piss you off while playing it.
And we talked a little bit about last night for your core memory of this game is like as
Oh yeah,
I said,
dude.
I was in my fucking chair and stuff like that, and you were talking about hanging upside down and shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, just because I mean I was 92. I mean I'm 6, 7 years old then. You know, I mean I was holding a Sega remote upside down at times playing this shit.
Yeah, I can only
So,
imagine
but
your
definitely one of
brothers
the
doing
the
that.
fondest memories. And I mean, not to mention, I played it with Dad. Like this is when Dad was like younger, playing games still. I mean, he still plays games now, but this was more like his buy, and then I kind of took over playing the game. So, but yeah, this one will always stick with me.
Yeah. This generation Sega was like the bomb back in the head. And then when what was the handheld Game Gear? Is that what
Game
it
Gear.
was?
This was even on Game Gear, dude. Yep, this was
Yeah.
even on Game
The
Gear. I had a Game
color
Gear.
on Game Gear was like phenomenal. It was like the first like LCD screen we got that was like, what the f is this?
I almost brought up Shinobi, man. I was gonna do
That'd have been a good
Shinobi
one,
because
man.
that was another one I played a lot for Sega.
Yeah, that definitely would have been another one.
Bro,
So
all I gotta say is whoever his gameplay video this is, this guy is very bad.
No, the
This
game's just
game
that
is
bad.
hard, my guy. Like you
He's
don't
not attacking the
understand.
dude. He's
It's-
attacking him once every 5 minutes.
Back then, you couldn't just fucking spam the attack button,
Yeah,
man.
man,
It
you
had a
can't just
time
no
on it.
ham.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
you hit him at least once every time he pops up. No, he just stands there and stares at him.
I don't. Yeah, probably
We
because you
could
can only
have done
swing one time.
GoldenEye, but
Look, you hit him,
GoldenEye
but he
was.
doesn't.
I was way into gaming by the time GoldenEye came out. Like it was. I wanted to do one from like early days of gaming. Yeah, GoldenEye was. Everybody played GoldenEye, man.
Yep. Now people are speed running that shit, like doing no damage
Yep.
runs and stuff like that too. Like it's crazy what they do with that stuff. So, like, all right. So, in Myth, you are you gonna share?
Yeah. I have screen share set up.
All right, let me turn mine off then. Give it a second to refresh. So these are this is Myth and his retro games, even though it's not making us feel as old because I think we were teenagers when
Everyone
Yeah.
post the myth. The myth tea. Here it comes. The myth
So
tea.
back in the early 2000s, in the PS2 glory days, 2 games I played the most was Final Fantasy X down here and Final Fantasy 12. The story on Final Fantasy 10 was absolutely incredible. Gameplay was just
10 out of 10.
Chef's
Yep, 10
kiss.
out of 10.
RPG.
One of the best.
This scene is actually super emotional because this is when Titus
Yep.
realizes that Yuna's gonna have to die.
Yep.
And so
Spoilers.
So on that little plug-in, my wife and I, this is actually one of our favorite games. Like I played the shit out of 10 and she played the shit out of 10 too. And so this scene in particular has a lot of meaning for us, and so does like the opening when they're showing all the weapons, because her and I have been married for 14 years and we both got our couples tattoos. This is the first time we ever got tattoos together as far as like a couple one that has meaning. She got Yuna's staff and I have Titus's Brotherhood sword. So we got these together.
That's cool.
Mine's on my left arm, hers is on her right arm. So when we hold hands, they cross, just like the main scene. But that
I
particular
love
scene,
that.
Yep.
So
badass. Badass.
that love scene when the whole realization that Myth is talking about, we her sister bought us the Magic the Gathering deck set that's got that card in it, and we picked 7 cards out of it to put on display because that is a particular scene that also holds a lot of specialty to us. Because again, married 14 years, and this is one of our favorite games.
And then Final Fantasy 12, the story was pretty awesome, but this is the first Final Fantasy game aside from the MMO that it was real-time action combat and not just turn-based. Except you could like kind of automate it a little bit once you get good enough in the game. You're able to. There's a system called the Gambit system where you set certain conditions, and once those conditions are met, the characters took a certain action. So it's you can kind of automate it once you get far enough in the game and unlock enough Gambit slots and actions. These 2 games I spent hundreds and hundreds of hours on. And they're the only 2 games that I would say I've actually beaten in my lifetime because Final Fantasy X, unlocking all the ultimate weapons. This was before I had a computer. So some of the ultimate weapons were incredibly difficult and super RNG.
You're definitely not talking about Lulu's fucking 200 lightning bolts dodge, right?
Yeah, no, I did that before. I knew there was a glitch spot that you could just stand at and
Yeah.
just get it automatically. And then this game, Final Fantasy 12, has before. So this is Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age. That's what this graphic is about, which is a later edition of the game. I had the earliest release, the earliest North American release edition for the game, which the final boss had the most HP of any boss in any game that's ever been released, and would take you. First time kills are like upwards of over 10 hours. And as a 12 or 13-year-old nerd, being able to eventually beat that boss, because that boss you could like save in the middle of it and come back, but there was like the boss was incredibly difficult because of the mechanics of the boss. But when you ran out to save, the boss would start healing itself, so you couldn't just do that willy-nilly. But I can remember playing all
What was
night.
amazing?
saving
good.
it,
So good.
coming home from school, and going right back at it it took me like 3 total days, and I think like 16 or 18 hours of game time to kill one boss.
I remember letting Jeb borrow this, and he fucking played the shit out of that game. And
I never beat it. I never beat it, man. I have so many hours in it, but never beat it because I was chasing those fucking espers, man. They're like hidden in that game.
I thought what was cool about 12 Myth was that in order to get the summons and stuff, you had to fight them. Like you had the got the main
espers.
one.
Yes.
Yeah, you had to actually fight them, beat them, and then they were yours. It was a lot different play on just, getting through the story and you unlock them. Like, like 10, you went through the summoning trials and you unlocked that one. And in order to get Anima, you had to get all the chests in 10 through every single summon trial.
Yeah.
In order to unlock them.
Was...
And there was one in particular that if you missed it, you could never go back to. And I think it was this Exion one that had a chest in it that was not a non-returnable summoning trial.
Yeah. They in 12, I think 10 as well, all the summons that you could get, where there was obviously the story mode ones that you get no matter what, but then the really good ones you had to go find. A bunch of them you had to solve puzzles to do to access and all that good stuff. But yeah, spent countless times, and I was playing these during a very hard time in my life, and kind of gave me the only solace from real world stuff that I was going through during my life. So these 2 games will always mean a lot to me.
Did someone ask, because I may have missed this, did you play 7 Myth?
I have never played Final Fantasy 7.
Kick him out.
Get him out.
I don't even want him in the podcast anymore. Out. That way.
Not friends.
That way.
Thanks for the raid.
I feel like all your stuff's invalid at this point. If you didn't play Final Fantasy 7, oh man.
It's the hardest boss in Final Fantasy, and I'm history, and I'm like, have you fought Sephiroth? Like,
right. That's a good segue too, because
my
games.
So good.
Yeah, my games. So the first game I'll talk about is Final Fantasy VII, which is the game.
You don't know how hard Yazama was.
PlayStation, baby.
Yeah,
So
this is the goat.
Game. Yeah, they remade this game, and I think it's pretty awesome they remade it because if you were me back in the day, my cousins was always getting like the game console for me. It was like Nintendo, Super Nintendo. I was the first one to get a PlayStation. And the first game that I wanted was Final Fantasy VII, along with my next game. 4 discs. Does anybody remember switching discs in between playing this video game?
Oh, yeah.
Because I do.
3 discs.
I think it's 3 or 4. Wasn't it 4?
3 and a soundtrack disc, I think, is what the 4th one was.
Right. But you had to switch discs. It was like, please insert the next disc. I want to continue playing this game. It's like, God bless. I don't want to do this. But it was so... It was ahead of its time. There was so much to do. There was a mini game inside of the actual game where I was playing the card game more than I was doing anything else. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII was a banger. The last boss fight, intense to the max. I can't believe Myth would not even pick this up. That's crazy.
I never owned a PS1.
All right. PS1, same stuff. I played all of the Twisted Metals. Even the first one that was really jank and no one really liked. My favorite one, though, is Twisted Metal 4. That was the one where Sweet Tooth took over Calypso's job and actually just started doing Calypso stuff. But he had clowns as a final boss in every one of the maps. And to me, not only that, but Rob Zombie's Dragula car was announced in this. It was like the first time they've ever paired some gaming stuff up with Twisted Metal, where they incorporated a car for one of the artists that does most of their music. I think 2 had a bunch of music from Rob Zombie, stuff like that. So
clowns.
Dude, hey, look. Yeah, it was definitely one of those games that I enjoyed thoroughly.
Not to mention the show is killer around Twisted Metals. The show is super good.
I gotta catch up on the new season,
Metal
but
definitely check that series out. Like
I just love that it's Will Arnett doing the voice for Sweet Tooth, and it's a different guy doing the body acting. It fucking cracks me up.
Starlord brought up that she played Ultima Online. I just wanted to post it. It was up there, and she spent a lot of time at Starlord. Do you want to say anything about your
Ultima Well, here's what I believe about Ultima Online. So this came out in 1997, and I I do believe that this is really a precursor to Warcraft 1 and 2 and 3. Um, Especially with the gameplay. I believe that Warcraft, snatched some stuff from here. And so this is that 2D game. It's on PC. I don't think it's free to play anymore, which pissed me off because I had to be like, Warcraft Ultima Online. I want to play both, but oh,
It might
play
be
for
free to
free
play, but it
now,
might have
right?
it might go like
The
you have to
game's
pay
free,
for
but
stuff
there's a
later.
sub.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
sub later.
Right. So yeah. So to get into this, right? So Britannia is, where it's all happening, and there's like close to 60 trades that you can learn and do. You can build your own house. There's these runes where you can move from one place to the next. There's portals to get to the next city. And once you can put a rune down, to where if you want to get to you, for an example, YEW is what it's called. If you want to get there, you put a rune down, go to the next place, have a rune at your house. I mean, and there's just so much. There's just so much to do. Another thing too, if you're like a good person, like you want to be of the light or something, is how you will rank with kind
So
of like
many
your
fucking dragons.
karma. Yeah, with karma and stuff, and you can get to like the great whatever. So you'll have like a grand title. If you're one of those where you want to be malicious, then there's a title for you, and you'll start seeing you're going the opposite direction. And then yeah, these look very familiar to me. You kill all these things, you get karma and fame is what it's called, and that's what levels your title. But if you keep dying, then you will lose your title. So you're
Pretty awesome.
working, so
Yeah.
but there's all these dragons and demons and evil creatures that will just there's no like safe zone, if you will. If there's a creature out there, it will if you're in that screen and it sees you, it will come get you. There's walking healers in the game. You can go up to just walk up to them and they will heal you. But yeah, this is very adventurous. There's a lot going on. There's a lot you can do. This looks like a main town there, but yeah, you can build your own house. You can also have like a vendor at your house. So people will come along if you're selling stuff. Um, people will put down a rune to your house just outside the house and then see what you're selling. So if you're selling good stuff on the regular, then yeah. So yeah, this is actually really fun. It's I don't know. I This is my main game for like the longest time, and then I went to Warcraft in 2004, Christmas 2004. So I've been playing for 21 years. And yeah, I actually kind of miss this.
I believe they're still releasing content for this.
Yeah, so
Oh, no doubt. They're still
yeah,
pumping out
they're
content for it.
still yeah, I
It was
think the
released in
latest one is
97.
yeah, 97. Yeah. Something with Outland. There was yeah, there's different ones that they've released, and which mirrors, I think, more of Warcraft, but it's still in that 2D model,
Called Ultima
that
Online New
retro-esque.
Legacy.
New Legacy is what it is now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that's something, you want to try out, to bring back that legacy retro
So it
feel.
is free to play, but there are restrictions that are put on your free to play account from places you can go and things you can do.
Oh,
You have to pay a
okay.
sub to lift those restrictions.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. That's horrible. But yeah. Yeah, so that's it for me for Ultima Online. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's a lot of fun games, and to talk about Chaz, like those core memories, man. It for Final Fantasy VII, I have my one cousin was obsessed with that game, and he didn't own it. I did, and he wanted to borrow it. We used to have this bridge down by where I live that you could jump off of into the river and swim and stuff. And he was scared shitless to do it. And I fucking conned that guy. Well, not so much con, but I got him to jump off that bridge. He like kept trying to run up for it. I was like, I'll let you borrow Final Fantasy VII. He's like, for how many days? I said for 3. He's like, and then he counter offered with 7, and I said done. And I said 1, 2, and he just fucking leapt, dude.
That water hole was 30 degrees water, by the way. Like nobody enjoyed jumping in that.
No, that water
Nuts
didn't matter
going
how
back his
hot it
throat,
was.
dude.
That water was freezing
Worth
balls.
it.
It was
Worth it.
fresh spring fed, man.
That's
It
7
was
days
cold.
of fucking Final Fantasy VII. Worth it.
Yeah, because it came off the mountain. It's where it all came from. But it was a deep little hole and stuff. But like him jumping off of that for that game, that's my core memory, man. I'll never forget that.
Sam,
shit.
you got like some double, triple overlay kicking on your screen. I'm not sure what's happening.
Oh, he's got mine
There's
up.
3 of me.
Yeah,
Holy
we're
cow.
like Streamception.
Damn it, Chaz.
Sorry, dude.
All right, who else we have for retro games? And then we'll get moving on.
Kat doesn't have one, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our next thing, which is Jeb leading us into our HRR Spotlight, Head Removal Inc., the community that you guys are all know and love and are a part of. So, Jeb, let's talk a little bit about that, because we do that every plug.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a couple changes coming up. You guys definitely gonna want to keep an eye out for. We do have the game night. We are in deep discussion about that. We did pick up a game the other day. We have to see, of course, how many people we have that we can have in a lobby. So look for the game night to be coming back. Look for some changes from our content creators. We're definitely going to try to promote our clips and stuff a little bit more in this new year. Trying to think, what else we discussed, Sam?
So we
website. Yeah, go ahead and go into that.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about the upcoming changes to HRI last podcast, but one of the things that we're going to get to you guys together is we're going to put like a timeline of things together. The website's one of them. That's going to be a later in the year kind of thing. It could be rushed, it could not be. I'm not sure yet, but we're going to get some of that stuff together for you guys, and whatnot. But like, we want to have the website where it's got our bios. It's going to have Twitch embed videos in it, so it shows clips and everybody and stuff like that. So if you're in your favorite streamer up here, grab some clips, funny moments, anything high intensity stuff, so we can throw those in there and send them our way or whatnot, or just let us know that you took a clip, because sometimes we don't know until way later. And we're like, where'd that come from? Oh, Myth clipped it.
I think we're also celebrating our anniversary right now, aren't we? Or close to it. I mean, I think we're at a year with the community, or really close.
We launched New Year's Eve.
Oh, well, there we go. So you guys on the next podcast, I guess we can say happy anniversary to everyone, but it's pretty close. We're only 3 days away.
Yep. We are very close to that. And we can't thank you guys enough for joining us and stuff. We're up to almost 200 members, still climbing. We definitely want to get that number even higher, so we can reach out to more people and stuff like that. And there's some other stuff in Discord, like, Jeb, what's some of the free games that's been popping out? Because we do have a free games channel that's in there.
Oh yeah, we have
that alerts you guys.
That links everything. Like the free games channel, it does the Steam free games as well as the Epic free games. And Epic also has like their 12 games at Christmas going on right now. So for example, like today, it is We Were Here. No, that was yesterday's We Were Here Together. I'm not sure what today's is. I can go look real fast.
Yeah, while he's doing that,
it would have popped up. It just hasn't updated in Discord because it just flipped at 11 o'clock. But Epic is giving out. Let's see. The free game today is Cassette Beast. And then, of course, there'll be another free game tomorrow. at 11 in the morning. And I highly recommend going, if you do have the Epic's game app, which is what I'm doing now, add it to your cart, place it, put it in your library. And it's
And
just something
never
like if
play
you're
it
looking to
again.
kill time. Yeah.
That's right. Let it sit and die.
You may never play it. You may decide to download it and play it, but hey, it's a free game. I mean, go grab it.
I've got
How many
double
free things you get
copies.
in the world?
Like I sometimes I have there's actually a lot of games that I own on Steam that I also have on Epic because it was free. And I'm like, well, if Steam ever collapses and we don't ever have it again, at least I got it on Epic or vice versa. So we have the free game channel automatically updates. It should fix itself whenever it's doing that stuff. It hasn't updated yet. It might be on a timer. We don't control that bot, but that channel does update and tell you the free games, like you said, from Steam, from Epic Games Launcher, and Good Old Games, because a lot of you guys don't know about Good Old Games, but that company is freaking awesome for stuff because they keep those good old games that we were talking about earlier in our retro games alive, and they give them PC ports. So you go on, you find a game like Legend of Dragoon has never had a PC port, and that's another fan favorite for a lot of us. And
Legend of Dragoon, yeah,
they
such a
are
good game, such a good game.
They get enough upvotes for that, and then they work on a PC port and put it on their console slash. No, it's not a console, but their platform, and you can download it. Typically, it's like $15, $10 to $15, something like that. Like I just got Dino Crisis 1 and 2 for like $15 on there. But I can play those on PC without an emulator anymore. Yep, good old games, man. GOG.
Your
So that
favorites.
it really is, man. Like there's
I know,
a lot of them.
You always have played them. You've always played them.
I was never a big Resident Evil fan. I love Code Veronica X, but Dino Crisis, man, that game was the 3 was. We won't talk about 3, but 1 and 2 was great. Those were some fun ass games. Having that raptor jump through the window when you went back to get that health kit you saw in the corner. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So Chaz, can you tell us a little bit, because we're gonna flop over to the next topic and talk a little bit about what our wins of 2025 was and the misses, flops, and some New Year reds for us.
I think in general, most of the time when we go to do gaming and stuff, we've got those ones that we significantly go back to. And I wanted to give us all the opportunity for this year of what we thought in 2025. Like, what was that one game you kept going back to, even though, we're not saying WoW. I think we all play WoW in some aspect or just hate it and just don't actually log into it or download copies. Sam. So for me, my win was Megabonk. I think that they did the guy did a tremendous job, because I believe it's only one guy who created that and started keeping up with it. But Megabonk was something I went back to time and time again when I had free time and there was no servers up for certain games. I was in Megabonk just destroying and trying new characters and trying to get that, really nasty build on my character.
That guy even got nominated for the Game of the Year, and he pulled himself from it.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
It really was a cool game, though, man. Like it was. Like it was.
I think
really
we all
cool
spent
game.
a little bit of time in there. Just fun game.
I'm gonna break your rule here, because my biggest win for 2025 is meeting my boys. Like this is when I met Myth and Vlad, and then I ended up meeting you later in the year. Like that is my highlight of 2025. Like a lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening.
Us?
It is. It wouldn't, dude. A lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening right now if I didn't find the people, bring the ones together that we have together now. Like by far, that was my biggest win in 2025.
Yep. We launched this just before the new year started. We grew. We invited other people to be content creators. Nobles, who's not here. Myth was our next one that we invited in. And then Barry, who is also not here.
Was after Myth. Yep.
And Kat, of course, came on when she started getting a little bit more into the streaming game. She's getting there even further. So we're going to see a little bit more of her lately. And then we invited Godsmack, who is another one that's not here. He's about 6 to 8 hours ahead of us. It's usually a different time. It's a time zone issue for us and him. And then Chaz was our last addition that we added to the crew right now. And we have some other people that are in the lineup right now.
That we're currently watching.
Yep, Wasso Serial Man is in our chat right now. He is another one who used to be a streamer, took some time off to do the dad thing and the husband thing, so he has his priorities in line, and he is returning back to streaming again. So be on the lookout for him. He's going to be our up and comer, I think. And then
Snoz.
Snozberries.
Yep, Snoz is another friend of the crew. He's starting to stream. We've been kind of watching him, so he may be coming into the mix. If you guys want to give him a little bit of love, check them out when they stream. But yeah, that has to be my highlights for this year. I mean, watching the community grow, everybody coming together. I mean, I've met some really cool people.
Fifth, Sam, like Kat, what other wins of 2025?
So I'll follow up, Jibs, with like, so it's been nearly a year since I met this fool in some random dungeon. Here we go. I did some investigating because I just want to know when the heck I met him. So me and Vlad, longtime stream viewer, we're doing a key, and we got grouped up with a boomkin that was doing extremely well. We smashed this key, and then we were like, "Hey, you want to run some more keys?" And then, I think we ran like 2,000 keys together since then.
Yeah, dude, you were on your monk, Vlad. He ended up going and tracking the key down, man.
I remember I was watching that stream and Jeb was just like, "Man, this fucking DK is like pumping. Like he is a good fucking tank." And he's healer. And then it was like, you had said something like Myth had put in there like, "Yeah, Vlad's my pocket healer." And he goes everywhere. And it was just like after that it was done. You guys just ran every fucking day.
We did. It really wasn't like there was like a day or two in between. Like we ran one day and then it was like, oh yeah, well I'll hit him up. It was the very next day. Want to run keys?
Yep.
Yeah. And it did take 2 seasons, but we eventually got into the same guild together. Now we're raiding together. We're on the precipice of obtaining Jib's first ever cutting edge achievement.
Yes.
On
hopefully
arguably
next
the hardest
week
boss
I get my nerdgasm.
ever released.
Hopefully next week.
That's gonna be super dope.
Another thing, the big W this year, getting Kat into streaming. We just need to push into more streaming. She was doing good at first, and then she kind of slacked off a lot. Now she's getting back into it. Got to get her into streaming more than just our raid prog. But everything with HRI, how it's growing, how we're doing more stuff and events, definitely is keeping the mental going on with gaming and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the big thing, man. Like I love the community. Like that's the biggest win so far is meeting everybody, the people that's coming in, chat every day, that's hanging out with us. It's been a wonderful experience. Like it's by far been the highlight of 2025 for me.
Yeah. You hear that, community? We actually enjoy talking to you guys and we enjoy the chatter. Like it's like a different thing, whenever something goes on and it's not, the best day or something like that. But like it doesn't matter the following day, like hang out, chat, talk. We're in Discord typically. One of us or all of us or a couple of us and stuff. And unless we are like legit like trying to have a quiet stream or something like that, you're gonna see us. Hop in, say hi, run a key with
you want to play
guys.
a game together, reach out, ask us. Like
Yeah.
if it's something like if you're running keys on World of Warcraft one week, it's something you want to do and you've been hesitant, by all means ask us. You can reach out to any of us. We're all the time looking for people to play games with, to meet you guys, to meet people in the community, to play with you guys. Just reach out by all means.
Yeah.
I even did the dreaded PvP in WoW the other day just because somebody in stream wanted.
Yeah. Myth was doing arenas.
We all did the one game that I'll
When he
plug
told
real.
me that, I was like, "You did what?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "On what?" He goes, "My Shamalama Ding Dong."
I think Chaz does play Dead by Daylight, but the one game that we all have picked up to play because it is a 16-player lobby is a prop hunt game. It's literally called Prop Hunt. It's a new one that's in like early access or whatnot. So there's like 4 maps. You can have 16-player lobbies, and they're a lot of fun to play. Why So Serial Man in chat, he loves playing that stuff, and like I love watching the videos because it used to be, I think it was a Black Ops mod back in the day is how it started, and then whatnot. But pick it up. If it's still on sale, it's $2, down from like 14 or something like that.
I think this is the one we might try to play later tonight.
80% off right now.
Yeah,
$2 dues.
I think the idea was to try to group a bunch of people tonight. It's got a 16-man lobby, so it's a big lobby. I think the maps are a little small, but like early access, we're gonna probably find some of the errors and stuff and be able to.
We're all
Put some
here,
of the
so what are we thinking? 7 o'clock? What time? What time
It'd
we want to
be
jump
probably
in?
closer to 8 o'clock for me. It just depends.
Oh, that's
on
right.
how
You're
Seven
fast I
getting home
get
Central.
out.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting home later. Eight's fine. Eight's fine with me.
You'll see a post in Discord about it if you guys are in the HRI community.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
any
an
of you are
opinion.
interested in coming out, by all means.
If I get home earlier, it might be, we could potentially do a little bit earlier. But yeah. We
And
definitely,
we have
bring Squatchy, man.
if we
Yeah,
have
bring
a few people in chat that want to try this but can't get the game, just let us know. We'll come up with something.
Yeah,
To-
we'll
$2 game,
forego
I'll send a
our.
couple out.
It's
Yeah,
$2. I can buy a couple copies. Somebody else can buy a couple copies.
Yeah. That's our gift to you for Christmas, guys. Like, if you guys want to join in and stuff like that, we'll pick up a couple copies for everyone. Like, maybe all of us can pick up 5
You guys
copies.
are
It's
mentioning
like
Christmas
$10.
and buying shit.
Well,
Am I
Myth
turning
will
green?
pick up,
I
like,
feel like
10
the Grinch is
copies.
coming out. Am I green yet?
Okay, everybody on this side except for the last guy there, we'll pick. No, I'm just kidding. We'll get you guys something.
Nah,
Like,
I'm good. I'll pitch in.
yeah,
Speaking
we
of Grinch,
buy pool stuff.
Speaking of Grinch, like we talked about all our wins and stuff. What missed for us this year? And I'll start it off. But I am
Eating
so
Chaz.
done with. I'm okay. Myth, you can piss off. Beat your ass. For me, Diablo 4 was something that was highly regarded and expected to be just super good. Every time I touch that game, it just makes me upset that there's PoE and Last Epoch to play, and I'm not in those games instead of Diablo. They
Yeah.
missed the mark. They fucking suck. I will never touch that game again.
I
If
didn't
I've
get into
installed it,
D4. Yeah,
it's
nah,
just so
that's a
bad.
flop.
I didn't
Yeah,
pick up the
that's a flop.
expansions, and now that
Yeah.
the whole thing that Blizzard did with the selling of D4, and in order to get it, you're gonna pay full price. So if you owned D4 and Vessel of Hatred, to buy the new one, it's $40, or for $60, you can buy all of the game and the 2 expansions. So
Right.
people are pissed off about that. So I'm Chaz, I'm with you. I'm not gonna ever touch D4 again. That disappointed shit out of me. Last Epoch's so much more fun to play, and it's kind of a mix between that and Path of Exile. It doesn't get overly difficult, but Path of Exile is another good one, and they're better choices.
Right.
I didn't really
How
play
about you
too many
guys?
flops. Like I don't really
PoE
have a
2.
flop.
I mean, you play with Myth every day. That's technically a flop.
I play with you almost every day too. So I mean, what's that say?
Hey yo!
That you like floppy dicks. That's what we got.
On that
Preferably
note-
flaccid.
Oh, hey, look, it's Godsmack.
Oh, what's up, Godsmack?
Here's I can't math. All good. So yeah, so if you guys didn't have any more misses or flops,
PoE 2's kind of sucked on and off. Depending on the patch. There's been a couple good patches and then a couple extremely bad patches.
the first launch sucked. It was really bad. And
Yeah.
not just the early access, because when it 1.0 launched, it still wasn't doing it. There was a lot of fucking crap that was going on with that game. It's really pissing a lot of people off, and they refunded it and uninstalled it and all that fun stuff until 1.2.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even there's not even a 1.0 patch yet. It's still early access.
Is it? I
think
thought
it's-
the
the
February
0.4
was
patch.
the. I thought it was on
No.
1.0 was February when it.
No, the 0.4
launched.
patch just came out. The
Oh.
0.4 patch is looking very good. I'm actually thinking about hopping on PoE 2 and trying it out. So they came out with the Druid class, which looks awesome. There's a bunch of different builds you can do with the Druid class.
Did you say Druid?
Yes.
I think PoE's calling.
Oh god.
There's a
Any
nice.
New
Yeah,
Year's
if only you
resolutions?
could get it in chicken form.
There's a werewolf build. There's a bear build. some other
It's like
builds.
Diablo 4 Druid, not Wild Druid.
Anyone got
Nobody.
any New Year's resolutions since that's coming up right around?
For myself, it's just getting heavier into not so much just streaming in general, but doing a little bit more and branching out. With doing the kind of multi-stream thing and uploading some clips and stuff like that. Getting that stuff lined up and getting a kind of a schedule set for myself, so that way I can do it, because I operate on schedules. I have to have stuff planned out in order to be able to do it, because whenever I check it off that I've done it, I get that sense of relief and can keep moving.
I'm going all in. It's my resolution. Community HRI, like, definitely not as kind of like
Too much.
me. I know how I do things personally in my life, and there's been some things I've been slacking, and I got a lot better drive. So 2026 is going to be the year of the community for me. I'm going to be hard focused on building stream, building community, branching out. Pretty well same, more or less.
Couple things I want to do. I have a home gym in my basement that I've been putting off setting up. I want to set that up for the new year. Once I got enough time to, because it's gonna take half a goddamn day to set the whole entire thing up. And then with the stream, obviously growing the stream, branching out to different platforms, dual streaming on. So I dual stream on Kick right now, but setting up the YouTube dual stream, uploading more to YouTube, to other forms, social media like TikTok and stuff.
Yep. Branching the community out for sure. I think we've all kind of unanimously came to that decision.
Yeah. Yeah, mine is definitely streaming more. Like my hardest thing is I'm shy, so talking into the abyss is just something I don't like. And it's something that's me and Myth have talked about. I'm like, I don't like it. He's like, well, you need to do it because that's how you build the community. Hopefully once we go remote, like I'll be able to stream more and just be more in with the community, because working 40 hours outside of the home makes it really hard to
Yeah.
network,
Yeah.
basically.
I don't know
So
how you
that's
do it
my
with a
goal.
job. I'm gonna everybody that's sitting in here that streams and works, I have no idea how you do it with a job, because all I do is stream and just handle, day-to-day things in life, like cleaning, laundry, stuff like that. And there's days I don't want to stream. If I had to add a job into that, I would probably never stream. I'm not gonna lie. I give you guys all the kudos in the world.
It's definitely not easy, especially where we have little kids that still,
I
are
bet. I
still
bet there's
dependent.
days that you're dragging, man. I guarantee it.
You should see me after work. So Tuesdays are what I call my late nights. It's only like 30 minutes, but that 30
Mm-hmm.
minutes can last. So I get out at 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's coming home, starting the kids' dinner, because
Mm-hmm.
Myth meal prep, I usually do it on Sundays. So it's
Yeah.
whatever the kids want for dinner, and then we're popping something in the microwave. And I know I have to get into that headspace for raid. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll literally just go sit in the bedroom, stretch out. Since I work from, I'm in an office job, I'm sitting for 8 hours. So I'm like, I cannot sit. I know I'm going to be sitting for 3
Yeah.
hours for raid. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
go stretch out on the couch. I'll either read a book, scroll through Instagram, maybe catch up on my mobile games, because I like mobile games. And then it's okay. It's like 7:30. It's time to get into that mentality
That's
of
taxing too. Like the 3 hours of rating, like that's a little
it
more taxing than
Yeah.
is.
some people give it credit. Like I'll be the first to admit that.
There's a lot of days
It
where I
is.
don't stream because I'm like, I can't do this. I'm fucking tired. I don't like. I'm just staring at the ceiling at the moment.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
usually my Sundays, which I do want to change, because Myth usually works almost all day on Sundays. And that's like, okay, this is my time to reset the house, to do the meal prep, to focus on doing something with the kids. Or it's just, I've been laying in bed for 4 hours and letting the kids run wild at home, because I'm done with like the work week. I just need to veg.
Luna, what
Well,
about
it
you?
looks like everyone's focused on streaming stuff for 2026. Lunar?
She
Couldn't
said,
get my mic unmuted. Sorry, I was having technical
I
difficulties.
was looking, I'm like, where is she
It's
going?
okay.
Listen, because I'm here. I'm here, like doing. I was.
Oh, she
ChatGPT.
just fucking sent me an image.
Listen,
Wait till you guys see
She's
that.
Hold
already
on.
working.
because I'm trying to get this to work, and it's like, Anyways, I don't know like what I want to do in the new year. Obviously, I want to do the book thing. Just because I'm already in one book club. In Facebook, we have
Abandon them.
local get-togethers and things like that. But like, I definitely have to work on my work versus life balance, and to be able to be on my computer more because I live at work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to get a hard end time for that.
Yep.
Listen, I don't know what to tell
Listen,
you.
I show up at her work and say, "Let's go."
Okay, but like,
And
once
I am
school
best friends with
starts,
her boss
Maybe you're
now.
too nice. I don't know.
basically
Can we do
midnight.
like
Wait, what do you do
husband
for work?
swap?
Okay, so I work at the Salvation Army. I'm the director of the youth programming there. So like our after school program, our summer day camp program, Sunday school, things like that. That's all me. 100% I'm in charge of all that, putting it together. And I have like 36 to 52 little people that need me in their life. Also adding, my own kids into that mix. So there are days where
there
I see Sam virtually more than I see him in person.
is there juice boxes? Is all I'm gonna ask.
There is.
There are juice boxes every other day.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for that question and answer. Appreciate
Yep.
it.
You are welcome. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you'll get Kool-Aid.
Oh wow, she's bringing out the fancy.
I demand
Yeah.
juice boxes.
Right?
Get out the fucking fancy
That's all I'm
glasses.
saying. I demand juice boxes.
Bust
I'm not
out
coming
the
in for
fine china.
Kool-Aid.
Your
Suns?
red solo
Oh,
cups.
God.
Yeah, Star-Lord, we do Capri Suns and Kool-Aid jammers as well.
I
So
do not
those
want
kids eat
Kool-Aid
better than I
jammers.
do most days.
I'm in. Where do I sign up? I want to know this.
Yes.
There's book reading. There's book reading in a circle. There's juice boxes. I'm hoping snacks.
Obviously, you get a
See?
full meal.
You
so
go there to where Lunar works. She'll help you with your reading.
I
She'll
will. Yes, we have a
babysit you all
tutor.
day.
Yeah.
There we go.
No,
Chad's got a
I've
tutor.
legit
We figured
become
it out.
best friends with her boss because the one day she was like so tired and stuff. She had like those drops put in her eyes so they would dilate and stuff, and she couldn't see. And I looked at her boss, I was like, "Can I take her home?" And she said yes, and she still didn't leave.
I didn't.
She's like, "I got so much to do." I said, "Your boss told me that I could take you home. I have permissions."
Get in the
Christmas
car!
season.
Right?
You can't take Santa's elf away from the Salvation Army at Christmas time.
Oh
That
yeah,
is
it
like-
must be so busy.
That is not right.
Chaz
Those
will
poor
read when
kids
he's
suffer, and
fed.
it's your fault.
Chaz will read when he's fed. Star-Lord said.
That's right. Right. I need to be.
So we need to start a GoFundMe for Chaz so he can learn how to read and
That's
get
right.
all the snacks he needs.
Put
Yes.
on a phonics,
Don't forget the
please.
fort so that he has a nice cozy place to lay out.
There you
and
go.
enjoy.
The fort's
I
important.
need a nap time.
Yeah.
Oh, do I need a nap time? Jim, are you with me?
With the resolutions, we got anything else we're touching on, or are we about ready to wrap this up for the day?
I'm just gonna say, Hooked on Phonics starts at $1.
Did you Google
He looked it up.
Everyone send Chaz a link for Hooked on Phonics. Maybe we can get him a coupon or two.
Yep, agreed. Reading is fundamental. So,
I heard ABC Mouse is good too.
so before we do go into our closing statements and stuff, I do ask that all of the streamers stick around after we stop the stream so I can record the intro again and edit it on there since my mic and stuff was broke at the beginning.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, but guys, we're going to transition, and because we are out of time, we did run a little bit over, which is okay because we expect that. We start having these little conversations and kicks and stuff like that. Start poking at Chaz more.
I'm going to interrupt him. We do care about your guys' holidays. We had a segment we were going to ask about it. We hope everybody's Christmas went well and that everybody had a good time. We'll touch on it on the next podcast.
Yeah, hit us up in Discord. Tell us about your we'll start it
Yeah,
in
so
general
we can
chat,
talk
just a little
about
thread of something.
your New Year's and your Christmas, what you had for both
Yep.
holidays.
There is a forum channel. Like we can start a forum on that about Christmas ideas because we do have it set up and open for podcast ideas if you guys want to stop in, do anything like that. So yeah, we'll
Now I want to hear about it. If your sister ruined it, I want to hear it. Story time.
We need the tea.
yes, like this.
All right,
Tea.
everybody, post the pit.
Tea. We need tea.
tea. That's okay,
great.
Godsmack. Neither can Chaz. He thought that whenever we said 6 p.m., it meant 6 p.m. his time.
Yeah, we good. All right, anybody got any final thoughts? Anything they want to say before we get out?
I have a question, guys.
No, I don't.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Before it even happens.
I would throw my Reese's white chocolate at him, but then I know he'd eat it, and that's not fair. So I have nothing to throw at him. I'm sorry, guys.
The only thing I have to add is we do have a big announcement that we're going to be making in Discord right around the new year. There's going to be a couple announcements flying around. I hope you guys pay attention to them. We are really excited for some things that we have coming up, some people that we are going to be introducing. As well as, like I said, some changes. You guys will see some changes coming from us as content creators. We'll be posting a lot more in Discord. And
Oh
like
gosh,
I say 1,000 times,
Kirby
I
emote.
encourage you guys to come out and hang out with us.
Yeah, please hang out with us, guys. Like, we need friends.
And a special thank you to Star-Lord this morning for coming and being a little guest.
little special guest.
Unexpected at the drop of a dime. Greatly
of course,
appreciated.
My wife, who is a special guest / other half of us. So, like, this was her first one. Stay tuned for announcements from her, at Lindsay Lou, and anybody else who joins into that. So, again,
Book
thank you
channel,
guys for
yep.
Please don't
joining in for
hesitate
that.
to utilize that book club channel. Like,
Yes, make sure you use it. Like I
please.
Yeah,
said,
join it.
I
Yeah.
think they're going to be doing a book club in there, so make sure you guys, if you're interested in being a part of that, make sure you post in there. They're all social. Like Sam said, they broke the messages sent in 10 minutes of starting that channel. So,
yeah, I gotta have to turn on slow mode just for that thing, like we do in Twitch. If it gets too poppy. So, all right, guys. Again, thank you again for coming in, hanging out with us. Thank you again to our special guest, Star-Lord. My wife, and anybody else who has been in chat. You guys are all super special to us as well, because we couldn't be doing any of this without you, obviously. But with that, we're going to close out as we always do. And then until next time, keep your head on or don't. Have a great one, guys.
Felicia!
Bye, guys.
Felicia.